Oh, hi folks, Larry here. Welcome back to Larry's Fountain Pen. I have to have a drink. What's in it? Well, I'll give you a hint. It's a latte, but it's called the Starbucks Vanilla Latte. On with the show! Today, my good friends, I'll set this aside. We're going to be talking about a pen that has a bit of weight to it, but for me, it's not uncomfortable. I like big pens. I like pens that have weight. I like metal pens. They're cool. But, you know, I like a pen to have a clip on it. I'm really not one of those clipless type of guys because I like to clip it in my shirt or like you see it here. And without a clip, you have to put it in your pocket. Sometimes for me, it can be annoying, so and so on. So, you know, it could roll off your table. But I do have a few pens that don't have clips. But, you know, I'm not going to pay high dollar for a clipless pen. So, the pen review I'm doing today for the very first time is the Yiren 878 fountain pen. And here is the pen. It is a beautiful metal pen. And just look at the swirls, the design in the pen. You got a really good shot of that. See if I put some light on it. I mean, look at just that color. It looks like a smoke color to me. It's, you know, silver pen, but more, I would say, kind of a smoky color.
Yeah.
A really nice looking fountain pen. So let's go start with the clip right here. And the clip, pretty sturdy there. Let's see. Let me take my other pen out for a moment and put this one in. That ain't going nowhere for sure. Once it's in there, it's in there. It's in there pretty good. Strong clip. Maybe a little bit too tight, but still, I think once you use it and work it for a while, that will take some of that stiffness out. But for sure, your pen's secured. Okay? So, at the top of the finial, there's not a lot going on, but the finial matches the barrel. Go down the barrel to the end of the barrel, and let's pull off the cap. And there you have a couple of bands that match the color of the pen. Looks really sharp. Nice clip. Pop when you close it. Go on down. You know, yeah, for those of you who likes to turn your pens and see that swirl look from the lines that it has, they go like that. Really, it's pretty cool. You go on down the barrel, there's a couple of more band at the end. Gives it a touch of design. It kind of breaks up the pen a little bit and makes it look really an elegant, sharp looking pen. And go down the barrel to the end, and there's a lot going on there. Just kind of narrows out more at the end of the pen. So, how much does this baby weigh? Well, it weighed in at 51.8 Gs. Again, 51.8 Gs is the weight of the pen. Pull off the cap. Cap is a little bit tight. A nice little snap. You can hear it, that pop. Again, you ready? Here we go. Listen up. There you go. Little tough to get off, but I've had tougher pens that were really hard to get off. Nothing much going on in the inside of the cap. And let's work our way down the barrel. There's really no step off there. There's a, right here you see like a band, but it's not. It's where the grip fits into the barrel section. And as you go down the grip, you'll see another band here. Now, I would say on the pen, you're doing this and you're thinking, well, no, it's not a twist-off cap, it's a pull-off cap, because I do that a lot, I forget. So, and you might want to check your grip, because sometimes it'll get loose. So you want to make sure that it's tight and it's not going to loosen up when you're doing this, thinking that it's unscrew cap, but it's not. So if you see, nice and tight. So, and it doesn't have a big nib on it, but if we can get a real close-up shot of that nib, it does have Yiren on it, really nice looking nib. I like the detail work on the nib. It has the Yeren logo here, right here, as you can see, and the gold plated around the nib, and it has a 22K GP for gold plated. Really nice looking design. I like the design on the nib, so that really stands out. Great design they put on it. It's just not your everyday dull looking nib. Turn your nib over to the feed, plastic feed. Not a lot going on there. Let's go over the dimensions of the pins real quick. The pin closed, just like you see, it's 140.4 millimeters. It does post securely, and that's going to be about 162.6 millimeters. The length of the grip is around 27 millimeters. The widest point of this grip, I'm looking at my notes, is 11.2 millimeters, right about in here. And the widest point of the barrel is 12.4 millimeters, right about in here. Okay. And the widest point of the cap is 14.2 millimeters, right in there. So, you know, you got a lot of pin here. And the pin, the grip does narrow down. You get a wider part of the grip right here, like I just said, but then it kind of narrows down. And it is a metal grip, so for those of you that really aren't into metal grips, it could be a bit slippery for you, but like I've said many moons before, metal grips so far has never bothered me or annoyed me. So this will host larger fingers as well. And if you decide to hold your pen up here, you can. It's your pen. And there's nothing that's going to be annoying to get in your way or bothering your fingers. So it unscrews. And it does come with a converter. That's cool. So for the very first time, I will put out my ink towel, and I am going to get the pen inked up. I bought the pen off eBay, and it cost $4.69. And I, using the Diamine Skull and Roses, yay! And I usually try to stay in the habit of turning my ink upside down once to make sure all the good stuff in the ink is all mixed together, and so I can have a cool ink experience. So let me get this little jewel down and ready to go. And I'll get a napkin here. I was asked why I got a napkin and did this on the nib. Because I like to wipe off the ink off my nib. So, yeah. I've always done that. So for the first time, I will get to try the Skull and Roses. action. Roll them. Just wiping off the excess ink. Let me close up the bottle. There. You know, I'm hoping for a really good experience. It's always that waiting time. Is it going to be a winner? Or is it not going to be a winner? Let's go ahead and get it ready to go here. And what I'm going to do, my good friends, how do you like to be my fountain pen neighbor? I am going to use a couple of different papers here after I grab another drink. Oh, thank you, Andrew. I love the cup. The tumbler is cool. Of course, the minions. Thank you, Andrew. So, in the description of this pen, it's a metal silver smooth nib. It's a fine nib. It's a 0.5 millimeter. And of course, the pen is made and comes from China. Okay. So first, I'm going to use my Rhodia dot paper grit, and I will do the pen post-it. And here we go. Name of the pen. And the ink is Skulls and Roses. Is that what it is? Is that right?
I can't see the bottle.
Make sure that I'm right here. Yes, Skull and Roses. And we'll do some wetness right here. And it is wet. And this is a fine nib. Okay. And we'll do a few little S's here. And some good ink flow. No problem with the feed keeping up with the ink flow. Some downstrokes, cross strokes, any line variation. Let me see here. That's with pressure, no pressure. May get a little bit, but you know, it isn't definitely not used for flexing. It does right nicely. All right, so now let's try it on some Tomoe River paper. 52 G's. And I guess I'll start a new sheet. Here we go. $8.78 and $4.69. Downstroke, cross stroke. Few S's and wetness. Fine nib, push out the ink, and it is a nice wet nib. The nib is not smooth, but then it's not scratchy. It's a decent nib. It's an interesting nib. I would say more of the fine medium kind of what it reminds me of. But it does write well. And this is, last but not least, we're going to try some fast writing. And then I'll do a reverse for y'all. And dog. And it did really well. How about the reverse? And it does do that. So, when you're doing reverse writing on your pens, I'll use this one for example. You don't want to press down hard at all, very lightly. This is light. Where on this pen is, I'm putting a little bit more pressure, but just very, very light. Remember, when you're doing reverse writing, don't put a whole lot of pressure on that nib because you may end up damaging your nib and then the game's over. The end. And we hate to see that happening. So, what is your thoughts of the Yiren 878 fountain pen? It does have weight, but I'm telling you, it's not a bad pen. It's a decent fountain pen. You can also use it without posting for those people that are unposters. And it's long enough, even for my small hands. But if you decide to post it, you can. And that's what it would feel like and look like. It balances on its own, so that's cool. So what's, like I said, what do you think about the pen? Fine nib, all metal, very nice looking fountain pen. The grip would be the only problem for those who are not into metal grips. I'm thankful that I'm not one of those. So I'm going to leave you with that. The Yiren 878. If you're interested on this pen, you can look it up on eBay. And you can grab one. Is it worth the money? Oh yeah. Under $5, yeah. I recommend this for newbies. They're testing out fine nibs, metal nibs. It's worth it to see how you're going to enjoy a pen with some weight, a pen that has a metal grip, to see how you're going to adjust to the pen, if it's going to be of your liking. So that way, later down the road, you may find some pens that have metal grips that you say, hey, you know what? I like that pen, and I'm okay with a metal grip. But you can't go wrong. Hey, thanks for taking the time, for joining me. Okay, got it. On Larry the Pinbug channel, and he wants to say hello. He's a great guy, isn't he? I love these guys. That's the magic. Be happy, share the love, and share the video with your friends. Peace. Remember, don't text and drive. Talk to you guys later. I'm out of here. Bye.